Hi, I'm Mark Honeybone from Property Ventures, and welcome to our weekly podcast where we interview prominent members of the investment community along with other professionals in the New Zealand property market. This is a free service from Property Ventures so that you can keep current and learn from some of the best around New Zealand. To check us out, take a look at propertyventures.co.nz. We hope you enjoy today's podcast. Hi and welcome along to this week's podcast. Yes, it has been a couple of weeks since our last one, and we do apologise, but we have some very good speakers lined up for the next few weeks. What we're doing today is something a little bit different. I'm just going to talk as a bit of a trial, I guess, about our latest property opportunity that's on our email today, the St Martin's Green in Christchurch, which I think is a very exciting project. So next week we are getting back on with the standard podcast we do, and we're interviewing Matthew Gilligan from Gilligan Rowe and Associates, and some of you would have listened to his previous podcast we had early on last year. He's going to talk about the unitary plan in Auckland. He's an active investor that is looking for property every week and has brought a substantial amount of profit in the last 12 months with the unitary plan in mind. So he's a very good person to talk to you about that. He understands it, and I'm sure you'll get a great deal out of that. So tune in next week and you'll listen to him then. Now, before we get going on the St Martin's Green, a couple of nights ago I was lucky enough to speak to a group of investors about all sorts to do with property. We spoke about tips on investing and getting your buying rule sorted and all those good things. And I spoke about the different markets with the very hot Auckland market and Christchurch market you've got right now, and other markets around the country that are starting to move, compared with the flat market that I really love negotiating in. So I gave a few tips and what have you there, but just one thing in today's market, you just have to make sure that you're ready. If you're in the Auckland market and want to buy something now, make sure you have your finance ready, make sure you have your structures ready, and you're all ready to go. And that's just so important. And the other thing is you almost have to get in before the auctions and what have you, and that's what we love doing every day. We're dealing with other agents and people when we're getting in first opportunity to get these properties. So it's a lot of fun to do that, but you have to be there and be ready and prepared to get into the market and take action straight away. So all I'll say is if you haven't got your finance out there, go and get your finance, be prepared, and get in there. If you want any hints or anything how you think we may be able to help you, send us an email, either mark@propertyventures.co.nz or info@ or jess@propertyventures.co.nz. So it's an extremely hot market out there, so you have to be sort of ahead of the game. So if you want to do that, get in there and ask some questions, or just make sure you are in that situation. So the feature in today's email is, of course, the St Martin's Green townhouse development. This is Mark Reeves and Craig Pickett's from 4 Avenues Property Group, Baby again. Their first one, of course, was the project in Madras Street that has sold out and been extremely popular. So they've developed a little bit further this time. That was an apartment block right in the city central, and where this one is still in a very close proximity to the city centre. It's 1.5 kilometres south of the central city, about 4 minutes by car or 6 by bike, or about 15 or 16 by walking. So St Martin's Green is already located in a strong growth corridor with attractive surrounding amenities such as the recently built St Martin's supermarket, newly opened pool, and the ever-grown inner city. Common village greens create a spacious open feel to the property and outdoor living. And of course these, like the last one, had a controlled, secured access, providing a safe, secure environment for all the tenants or owner-occupiers that live there. Now, one of the reasons I like working with Mark and Craig is they aren't greedy developers. They do things a bit like the old school way, where people with the last development will know the people that got in first and helped them get to pre-sales got the deal. They got them very cheap, under 10% under registered valuation, and of course there's some very, very good cash flow, which we'll speak about in a moment. So simply what will happen here is stage one of the figures that we have advertised. on our website. Stage 2, there will be an increase, and then Stage 3, there will be an increase. And the people buying Stage 3 are still getting a deal that will be probably cheaper than the neighbours or someone next door to these, and they'll still be 7 or 8% below registered valuation. But the first people, they get the deal, they get the 10% undervaluation. So I like the way they work, and people get rewarded for jumping in early. So how long that will last for, I'll say no idea. I have a reasonable idea, because I do think that these, in the next 3 or 4 days, I think Stage 1 will go that quick. There's 18 of the very good properties that I'll talk about that I think are great investment properties, and there are another 10 1 or 2 bedroom townhouses. So then you might be going, why does Mark think they're a good product? Well, the reason I think they're great investment product for a couple of reasons. One, because again the location is close to town, not quite as close as the apartments they did, but they are very, very close to town. There's a lot of commercial activity around where it is, and there will be a lot of people like the tenants in here living in this part of town. The majority of them, especially the 3-bedroom townhouses that I'll talk about first, they have their own bit of land. They're 2-storey, and you own it, you own the bit of land. So that is attraction to a lot of people. So we'll start with the 3-bedroom townhouses. What they are is a 1 bedroom on the ground floor, and then upstairs there's 2 separate bedrooms, bathrooms. Basically they're called master suites. They're like a hotel studio. So they have a fridge, they have a microwave, kitchenette, or we'll call it a coffee area with a coffee jug and a toaster. And the one thing it doesn't have is a sink, and that sink or cooking facilities, which is fine. In fact, I'm very close to my heart at the moment. A place I'm living for 4 days a week at the moment. I live in virtually the same setup, and it's amazing what a frying pan will do as far as kitchen facilities go. So they work very well in Christchurch. They're very popular, and they're not a bad price for someone to rent for a brand new product like this. So the story behind that is you get 3 rents. Now we've got rental appraisals from property managers, and we've actually taken less than they have said with our figures. So the 1 bedroom will rent for $400 a week, where the 2 rooms upstairs will rent individually for $250 a week. So that's a combined rent of $900. Now that $900 is actually what the developers said they're happy to advertise at. For example, the 1 bedroom fully furnished place, they've said $400 a week. The rental appraisal come back at $450 to $480 a week. So when we say $900 a week and the great return you're getting, it really in fact should be substantially more than that. As I said, the developers here aren't the greedy sorts. They don't maximise things for what they are. They see, that they like reality coming into the picture, and if you get a bonus, that's great. You'll come back and buy from their next development. So that's the rent. It's $900 a week. That's pretty exciting. So what's the place cost? Well, the place, the 2-storey townhouses, they're $430,900. A furniture pack to do 3, basically a whole 1-bedroom apartment plus 2 other rooms and bathrooms, it comes to a total of $36,000. Or 4 Avenues at this stage have halved it, so they're putting that out at $18,000. So pretty well it costs just under $449,000 to purchase one of these places, where you have full ownership of it, and the rent's $900 a week. So that's obviously over a 10% return, gross return. And after all expenses, and I'm talking about 50 weeks being full, 2 weeks vacant, at a 6% return on 100% lending, you're looking at a figure of over $9,000 pre-tax cash flow. Yep, that's $9,000 that they will be paying you once they complete it. So am I excited? Yeah, I'm fairly excited about these, and I'm sure a lot of you will be, and that's where I'm assuming in the next sort of day and a half from when this is out later today, that I reckon we'll have majority of those 18 places sold. Now when I say 18, 10 of them are the product that I just talked about, the 3-bedroom townhouses. That's 1 bedroom apartment downstairs and 2 rooms upstairs. And the other 8 great investment product are a dual key product similar to what they did at Madras Street. And then, of course, on top of that, there are an additional eight places, and they can be brought as either a standard 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm not pushing them particularly hard, but that may be attractive to some of you out there, and we're still selling them. The yields just aren't quite as good as what I spoke about, or the dual key option, which I'll talk about now. So the dual key option, that's, those who don't know, that's you walk in the front door of your place and use another door to the left or right, whatever it may be, and there's a 1-bedroom apartment, full apartment. And if you go on the other door, there's a studio with a full kitchen in there. So what it means, it's one ownership. You own the one apartment, about 72 square metres, but in theory it's been split into 2 places, a 1-bedroom and a studio, and you can rent them out separately. Very common in Wellington. There's a few just starting around the Christchurch area now, and it's a really good way to maximise your cash flow for one 72 square metre dwelling. So the figures on the dual key, they're a $385,000 buy with a $28,000 furniture pack. So again, the developers for at least stage 1 have halved it and making that $14,000. So you can purchase your dual key townhouse. It's either upstairs or downstairs. They're only 2 stories high. For just under $399,000, and the rents on them they come to $720 a week. So that by 50 weeks comes to a total of about $26,788, which gives you, again, with the same all the outgoings, again with property management and all the bits and pieces we said before, and a 6% lending on the whole amount, is coming back at a 9% gross yield, or better than a $3,500 net cash flow or pre-tax cash flow. So again, here you can own the place for under $400K. It's paying you well and truly over $3,500 a year, probably more in fact, which is a pretty good investment in anybody's books, especially in the second biggest growing city in the country at the moment. So yes, I am serious when I do think these are going to walk out the door in the next, very, very quickly, and I can see us being extremely busy in the next 2 or 3 days writing contracts up for these places. What's going on in Christchurch at the moment, a heck of a lot is going on in Christchurch right now, and they've just started coming to media again. People have been going on, when's commercial going to start back in the city central? How long is it going to take? Well, they've got a master plan, and they've been working through that sort of 8 or 10 year master plan, and there's a heap happening right now. In fact, it was on the TV3 Campbell Live on 2 nights ago. There was an article on it. So what I'll do is on the website under this podcast, there's a wee link there to about a 4.5 minute interview that he did about the Christchurch Central. But just for the heck of it, we'll play it now. So obviously only the audio side of it. So have a listen to this, and it might just relieve some people's fears that the commercial is not going to happen back in the city centre. They're on a plan and a mission, and they want to truly on that plan. And have a listen to this.
Subsequent demolition destroyed Christchurch's Cashel Street, once a bustling retail strip very much at the heart of the city, right opposite Valentine's. Look at this, linked by an air bridge behind me there over Colombo Street is this 1935 building. It survived the earthquakes, possibly because it was designed to be 6 stories high and only ever became 2. And now this building will be the cornerstone of the city's biggest private development, details of which we can reveal tonight with help from the 46 Degrees animation team. Here's Jindy Harper.
Christchurch and Cashel Street are always. The exponents sang about it. The earthquakes destroyed it. But now Christchurch's Cashel Street, once the city's main retail strip, is on the rise. This newest offering will also be the city's biggest private development, the Crossing, encompassing an entire hectare. There's some office space, but this is mostly a retail destination, a place to eat, drink and shop, and finally in the New Look CBD, a place to park. 630 spaces, and at 8 stories high, it's the tallest part on the plans, and as high as any development can go under the new city plan. You think that this will bring people out of the malls and back to the central city?
I hope so.
Philip Carter wouldn't be investing $140 million without the firm belief that when he builds it, the people will come, that shoppers and retailers will return to Cashel Street. Where did the inspiration for this come from?
A bit in here, but a lot by going overseas. We took the architects over to Australia.
It's where many Christchurch developers have been heading, mostly to Melbourne. We went there with Anthony Goff and his entourage in 2013.
In winter, this is great because you get the sun coming this way at this time of the day, and then at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the sun starts coming down this way.
Philip Carter has trodden the same path, lingered in the same laneways. On a sunny day, this looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yes.
Will it be the same on a cool day in the winter?
Oh, yes. In the winter, we've made sure there's plenty of shelter. You can walk all around the development under cover. So we've taken a lot of care on that. And in the sunny days, we've kept the buildings low in parts to make sure the sun penetrates the development.
He hopes that "Meet You at the Bubble" might become a Christchurch catchphrase. That's the working title given to the crossing's centrepiece. On the exterior, this corner building also stands out, while down the other end, familiar facades remain, including the air bridge connecting to Ballantyne's department store. And has there been interest already? Off the plans?
Yeah, absolutely.
The company is keeping coy on anchor tenants. Can you divulge anything? Can you give us some big names?
No, but there are a couple of big names amongst it.
Mary Devine is retail consultant for the Carter Group, a firm with generational ties to Canterbury.
Right, we've got Cashel Street here, Bridge of Remembrance, the Avon River, Hereford Street.
As has Anthony Goff. He's building the terraces, and next door to him, Cashel Square, headed by another Cantab, Nick Hunt.
People who are Christchurch people know it better and probably had the confidence to start, but there'll be a second wave of overseas investment and national investment. I'm confident about that.
It's no secret the old CBD was stagnating. If there's any silver lining to the widespread decimation, it is what you see now, the chance to start over, to reinvent the city's retail hub. Only time will tell if these developers have got it right.
As you say, sort of inner city retailing pre-earthquake wasn't in a great shape, but now that we've got the landscape and with so many fabulous developments occurring in the retail precinct, I think I'm confident that, it'll be a great outcome for the city.
And the time frame from this to this? Philip Carter is confident his crossing will be open for business in just 20 months. So in October 2016.
Yeah, come and shop.
Come and shop. I'll meet you here for a coffee.
You're on.
Come on.
There you go, July 16. We'll just it's quite convenient actually, because these apartments, the stage 1 are due to finish in July 16, and stage 2 3 months later, and the last stage in December next year, 2016. Just for me personally, I go there every month to Christchurch. I didn't the last month, but it's staggering when I go there, and just especially around that city central area, just there's different new buildings completed, month to month when I go down there, and they're just quirky, cool looking places that are so different to what the old Christchurch used to look like. But it's a new Christchurch, and it's a good looking Christchurch coming on, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about them, and if you want to get in there, come and or give us a call on our phone number. It's on the website, but 09522 7963, or email us, and we'll get a contract for you. You still get 10 working days to go through the DD and make sure you're happy with it, and go through all the ins and outs of it. So got nothing to lose but a lot to gain. it's going to be a pretty exciting next 5 to 8 years coming up in Christchurch, seeing the rebuild and seeing how the value in the middle of town is going to grow, because as we many know, there isn't a market in the middle of town yet in Christchurch for residential. There just purely hasn't been a market. There's nothing completed yet. The other project that Four Avenues did in Madras Street is one of the first residential places that will be finished this year, and with quite a lot to follow. So exciting times in Christchurch. So that's enough from me, I think, on this small podcast. I will, at time to time, do a wee presentation about maybe a property or something different we have coming up, and we'll see if people like that or don't like it, and we'll keep doing it or we'll stop doing it. But remember, next week we will be back on unitary plan in Auckland. Just something on Auckland at the moment. It is such a hot market. If you have any properties out there that you're holding that you don't necessarily want to hold, might be holding up your portfolio, or there's some reason you're just thinking, geez, should I sell or should I not sell? I'll tell you what, right now is a remarkably good time to be selling. So if you have any properties out there, give us a call and we'll see if we can use our massive database to help you sell your property. We've been pretty successful doing that right now, and whether you want a quick sale or you want to maximise it for as much as you can get, now's a remarkably good time to be doing it. So again, give us a call or email us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So that's it for today. I hope you have an outstanding week, and we'll hear you next week with Matthew Gilligan. Take care.